Hello my friends, this is Jeannie. Welcome back. If you are a first-time visitor, welcome and thank you. This is a kind of crafting my stash type video. I want to share with you a card. I pause and hesitate because it's a little unusual in shape and size, but it is a card that I made using some items in my stash. The items that I used were from the Dollar Tree Tuesday morning, and some die cuts that I picked up from an online shop, Mrs. Kate's Cuttables. So the Dollar Tree item was this pack of luau themed paper cutouts. All of the luau themed items are out at the Dollar Tree. I've had this one in my stash for a little bit, and my original intention was to try to challenge myself to make a flip book using these items, but I was not inspired to make the flip book. Instead, I was inspired to make a card. So I used these two little huts, the little Aloha luau type huts, to make my card. I also used some action wobbles that I had in my stash. I have them in two sizes. I have them in these mini, and I also have them in these large, but I decided to use the large. I also used die cuts from Miss Kate's Cuttables, or Mrs. Kate's Cuttables. She used to sell die cuts. I don't know that she does anymore. I've had these in my stash for a little bit, but these were tropical paradise themed die cuts. And it included a little girl in a luau, like in a grass skirt. And you'll see her in the card. There was only one of her, so I can't show you what she looked like until you see the card. So I used that. And I used some of this trim, this paper trim from, I picked it up from the Dollar Tree. It's like a fringe trim. A garland green fringe trim. I got this last year, if I recall correctly, from the Dollar Tree with this project in mind. This project, the idea of a flip book using the items, the luau items from the Dollar Tree, has been in my mind for a long, long time. And so I've been picking up little items here and there to try to make that work. Didn't work. Never got the, I just couldn't make the flip book. I sat and I stared at it. I finally, sat down to do the project, and I stared and stared and stared at these items and was totally not inspired, like I said, to make the flip book. Instead, was inspired to make the card. So, you start thinking one thing and you end up going in a totally different direction. I'm okay with that. At least it's out of my mind. You don't understand how long this project's been in my mind. So, using all of these items, I also used some Nuvo crystal drops, and this one is called Winter Wedge Blue. Beautiful color. And some adhesives, and I'll show you the very unusual card. This is my card. It is so unusual. Let me move all of this stuff in size. So here's the cutout from that Paradise set, and she has the action wobble on her to kind of like make her shake. I love that. Shake, 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 shake. I have been playing with this little girl since I made this doll yesterday. Made this card yesterday, just making her dance, dance, dance. I love it. Here is, you can see the trim. I used that fringed garland trim to kind of act as the roof of the hut, just to give it some dimension and some fun. So the pack of cutouts from the Dollar Tree came with two of the huts, and they are double-sided, which is great because you don't have, there's no ugly side to this card. All of the sides are really pretty. So the first thing I did was, knowing I was going to have a front and a back panel, I took the front panel and I cut out you see this part here with the drinks, I cut that out of the front panel so that you can see through it and see the panel behind it. And there's a reason why I did that. After I cut out the panel, I scored along the top half, probably around along here, just enough so that when I glued the tops together, it would open nicely. You would get a nice little flip there. And I used some wet glue. I used my Tombow Aqua Mono Liquid Glue, but you could have used any type of adhesive you had or have. So once I cut out part of the front panel and scored the top half of the card and adhered it to make the flip, I then went in and just kind of embellish the cards or the panels themselves. In this case, I added the fringe roof on this one, and all I did was lay out some strips of the of red line tape, and then ran some of this fringe on top of it, starting from the bottom, and then a layer on top and another layer on top and so forth until I cover the entire roof. Then I went through with a pair of scissors and just trimmed the excess off, so that ended up with this really cute dimensional roof. Before I attached her, she was the last thing I did. I knew she was definitely going to be part of the card, but before I attached her, I went in with some glossy accents, and anywhere that I thought would kind of have a glass appearance or shiny appearance, like a cup or a container, I went and added some glossy accent to that, just so that you have a little more dimension, right? And then on the back of the card, again, I wanted the back of the card to look just as nice as the front, so I embellished it a teeny tiny bit just by adding this die cut, or cut out, I should say, of a surfboard stuck in the sand, leaning against the little hut. So that's the back. So you have the front, you have this little girl, and she's doing her little dance. On the inside of the card, like I said, I haven't decided what the sentiment is going to be yet. Look, I even added these little tiki, are they called tiki? What do they call? Tikis? Tiki men? I don't know. Totems, right? Something like that. I can't think of the word. I think they're totems. I added one to each side just because I had them, and I used some dimensional tape just to have a tiny bit of dimension there, as you can see. Nothing crazy. So that's what the card looks like on the inside when you open it. Now, the sentiment, I have one of two options. I can either create a panel here with a different sentiment other than this one, or I can keep the Aloha and add a sentiment down here. First, I have to decide what I'm going to use the card for. I don't know if it's going to be a birthday card, a summer just for fun card, or what. I don't know yet. So I'm going to wait on the sentiment, but the sentiment is really easy to alter on this. I could either do Aloha, my friend, because I love starting my videos with hello, my friend. So Aloha, my friend would be a fun twist on that. Or I could just leave it Aloha and happy birthday for any summer birthdays. So the reason why I cut the panel in the front so that you can see inside is because my idea in designing the card this way is that it kind of stands on its own too. Let me see if I can move you up just a tiny bit more. There we go. But see, the card stands on its own. So when the person is done reading it, it's like a fun just little item to stand on a shelf or wherever, if you want to show off that you got a card from your friend. And it's just really cute. It's so cute. Yeah, so that's my card. I love the way she turned out. And the glossy accent, like I said, I used on the drinks. I used the Nuvo drops on the flower on her, the flower in her hair. I also added some Wink Castella. Now that I see it sparkling, that reminds me. And I also added some Nuvo drops on the garland around her neck. So I thought she turned out really cute. It's definitely different from what I had originally intended. My original intention was to make a flip book, but I just wasn't inspired to make the flip book, so I had to go with what I was inspired to make. And in this case, I was inspired to make this very unusual special occasion card. I just don't know what that occasion is, and I think it turned out really, really cute. So there you go. And it's pretty from both sides. That's pretty awesome. So Dollar Tree items, some other items in my stash, and at the end I ended up with a really cute card. So that is my quick little share with you, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it, and I hope you visit me again. Until next time, bye bye.